Good evening across the nation, around the world, wherever you may be. That's the wrong show. I'm running out of these. Falling into the wrong hands like power and government. This is Locker Room Talk, and I'm your host, Political. I'm going to be reading some notes today. What I'd like to talk about is infighting among conservatives. We have officially out-debated the left, folks. That's why you've noticed the uptick in infighting here recently. I remember a while back, Roseanne Barr called for mass blocking of anyone with a different opinion. Block the hate, I think she thought. Well, the air gets stale the longer you sit in an echo chamber. Discourse breeds progress. The big divide on the right now is, of course, number 17, Q, the QAnon phenomenon. I may be way off, and I've done no research on this recently, but I thought that 4chan was created by the CIA to find smart people. So why, given the leaks from our intelligence communities exposing how bad their surveillance and censorship really is, probably worse than you know, given its foundation, why would I put faith in this QAnon fellow? Or fellas? Or what's lady for fella? Fella? I have to tell you, it's abysmal. So what is the meat and potatoes of the Q theory? It's drain the swamp, right? Lock her up, right? Hold people accountable, right? What in the hell is going on? You know, I get bored going back too, but we have to understand our recent past to understand our near future. The Q naysayers suggest that because Hillary and Podesta and company walk free, Trump supporters are chasing butterflies in a field of flowers. I understand this. But the swamp is deep, and the swamp is wide. And our government is like my stomach after a plate of fajitas tejanas and 4 beers. It's just trying to hold everything together without blowing out. Now, let us not forget about the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. Let us not forget about the kick-ass job that ICE is doing. Let us not forget that regardless of Q being a LARP or not, it's uniting patriots. So I'm not a confused soul if I put faith in government. They're not tricking me. I don't have Stockholm. I want government to be good. I want politicians who actually give a shit about the people. I want to support good policies. I want net new infrastructure. I want clean air. I want the fluoride out of the water. I want make sense, not war, foreign policy. And I demand it. Truth births liberty. If you impeach or kill the president, it will be all of your heads on spikes. So come with me, back to the WikiLeaks drop that exposed Clinton rigged the primary. I have a theory that Mama Cass just can't stand. Let's go tangential a moment and take time to appreciate that whether or not you're on the right or the left, the general population of these great United States, citizens are more engaged in the electoral process than they have ever been. And even more so now than this time last year. And this is a good thing. But in what bizarro world? What kind of lady gets caught with her pantsuit down, bending Bernie over, giving him a good pegging, and still gets to participate in a presidential election without being disqualified? This is where Poe's theory begins. The kind of lady that gets caught may have been the kind of lady that wanted to get caught. What What kind of protocol do you think is in place for a candidate rigging a nomination? Here's why Assange can kiss my ass. That guy's been eating his sissy-ass burgers and getting blown by models for a couple years, and oh, it's so cold in the embassy. Oh, go fuck yourself. Regardless of the DNC and the company being smart enough to deliberately pull this off, I will stall. Exposing the primary was rigged could have put us in a Rex 84 lockdown with drone-happy Barry still in the chair for an extended term. It is likely that all the rich people would have fled underground. It is likely that Trump would have been assassinated. Leaving us in the tatters of civil war, which would ultimately call for what? UN intervention, right? All of these soulless cucks mow down sizable portions of the population, and from the ashes, these fascists would begin to train a new serf class of uneducated automatons, addicted to technology, barely able to wipe their own ass. As if to scare the shit out of myself, with shadows of truth flickering in the light of my own theory, it really looks like this push towards civil unrest is to bring in the UN. And if they want a war, folks, I guess we'll have to give them one. And until next time, I'm political.